Welcome into the Bro 4 Squad podcast, where we're just a bunch of bros drinking beers and talking movies. If you look outside, the leaves are changing, the weather is cooling down, and the murderers are out and about. That means it's time to watch Saw. And we finally made it to Saw 7, or Saw 3D, or Saw the Final Chapter. I don't know what this movie is actually called, but we've done the previous 6, so it's been a long time to get here. At the moment, we have our movies paused at the 17-second mark with the Lionsgate logo fully up with some red clouds in the background. So while we let you get synced up with us, let's go around and meet the fellow bros. I'm Ronnie Cycli, the legal counsel to the Bro 4 Squad. And joining me, we have the mayor himself, Jeff Hornacek. Jeff, we started this 6 years ago in an apartment in Hoboken and never thought we'd actually get here. I don't know, what do you think is going to stop first, the Bro 4 Squad or the Saw franchise?
Wow, that's a good one. We have probably disappointed less people, if you don't count our wives, than the last 2 Saw movies, but I would still probably say Saw will last longer.
It's going to be an interesting one, because there's no end in sight for either.
The problem is, if you made me choose the Saw franchise for this podcast, I'd probably choose the Saw franchise, to support one.
We've invested much more in the Saw franchise than we have in the Bro 4 Squad.
Sorry, guys.
Sadly. If we only gave half of what we gave to Saw to the Bro 4 Squad, we'd be probably one of the top podcasts on iTunes. Okay. And also joining us for the first time in a Saw commentary, we have the mad scientist himself, Brian Banner. First of all, Brian, it's a pleasure to have you on with us. What brought you, decided to have you join the Saw movie? And also, you're a man who's committed probably all of the 7 deadly sins. What do you think your punishment would be from Jigsaw? Or what sin would he get you for?
One, great job with the hosting. For your first time, great job. From
it's an honor.
The guy that normally does the commentaries, I have to say, I'm very proud of you.
It's an honor.
2, what was the second question?
Which of your sins committed in life would Jigsaw put you in a trap for?
Oh, he'd worship me because I did them all.
I actually think you'd be very frustrating for him. As a guy who slides into first base, he wouldn't be able to actually torture you. He'd find you very frustrating.
Yeah, he would actually probably just put me in like a white room with nothing else to do, and that would be more torture than anything else.
Well, Brian, like technically, since you can run through first base, it's really not faster to slide into it. What?
But it looks cooler.
It does. Well, thanks, guys, for joining. It's been a long road to get here. Well, I guess we'll find out next year if we continue with Spiral and Jigsaw, but we will. We're sick. So if you want to hit play in 3, 2, 1, put on your 3D glasses now.
Yeah, this was like when 3D was, like, if you didn't make your movie in 3D, people were like, oh, what are you, like, not for money?
And I'm very thankful that the 3D has kind of panned out. Like,
I prefer not 3D.
I do too. Yeah.
Love how it opens with the first. Obviously, like, if you're at the franchise still at this point, this is just like a great tease because this is by far the best one, and this is the big cliffhanger we've had for 7 years, basically.
Every single year. And Brian, I don't know how much you've watched these movies, but Jeff and I are way too into these, and I remember every single year was like, is this going to be the year we get Gordon back? Is this going to be the year? And then this was the last one, we have to get him, and we start with them. They don't even sugarcoat it. I think you and I just kind of yelled in the theaters of excitement.
Yeah.
I've watched them enough to be dangerous. I think I've only seen this one once, and it was in theaters. And as I told you guys off pod, I don't think I remember it because for some reason I remember wearing the glasses and having like a hot dog thrown towards me. And I don't know if that actually happens or not.
I don't remember it, but it's likely. This movie is not great, guys. As someone who defends this franchise, this is a rough one.
All right, so I actually have a Horns fun fact about Cary Elwes, which, by the way, seeing him here and knowing that it's not old footage was something fans freaked out about. So Cary Elwes reprised his role as Dr. Gordon from Saw After the original release of Saw in 2004, there was a dispute over his salary and residuals, which caused him to file a lawsuit, and as a result, declined 3 different opportunities to return to previous films in the franchise. However, after the lawsuit was finally settled out of court, Elwes agreed he would return for what was thought to be the final entry in the series.
Ah, fuck, that would hurt so bad.
That's a good one. God. But
Gotta do what you gotta do.
I don't know what else he was up to. You know, I mean, he's other than Princess. I mean, I know he's in things, but come on.
Well, the one, and again, I don't know what the conversations were, but if I'm Cary Elwes, like basically the first Saw was like a student film.
Yeah.
You know, James Wan and Lee Winnell filmed it in, what do we say, 18 days in 3 different locations.
Budget of $5.
Yeah, Cary Elwes at the time probably got paid peanuts because they didn't have the budget, and so he probably did it as a favor to either one of them or someone at the studio and said, look, I understand I'm not like an A-list name, but I am a name people recognize, and if you put me on this, it'll at least get distributed.
Hey, don't forget about Danny Glover.
That's true, yeah.
If they were smart, I mean, I don't know if anyone had any idea what the Saw movies were going to do, but if you instead said, hey, don't pay me much salary, but pay me in percentage of box office gross, because that's what made the Saw movies really in their own league.
But if I'm being honest, at the time when you like just knowing what Saw was, I'd be like, I'd rather take the for sure paycheck.
No kidding.
Yeah, no one had any idea.
How do you set all this up without anybody seeing? Like in the middle of a public place?
This is Jigsaw.
If we're in for a long road. If
high
we're
school drama.
Yeah, I just like the idea of Jigsaw being like, oh my gosh, she's cheating on him. I'm gonna get her for this.
It's so weird, like Billy the puppet in daytime, you just kind of laugh. He's not that scary. He just looks like
not in an open glass.
He looks like
daytime.
the butler from Scary Movie 2. My strong hand. Why did Jigsaw dress them in matching outfits too?
So she won't recognize them.
Yeah, I mean it's showmanship.
Which one's which?
She is toxic. This has got to be one of the first times people were described as toxic, right?
Yeah, Jigsaw, like, I get your whole agenda, but come on. We're getting too petty here.
How does he even know this? Like, is he on the Zangas at the
yes.
time? Like, does he have some... Does he, like, know a teacher at the school? He's like, all right, give me the tea.
She's cheating on him with who?
Shut up. He's on his bed with, like, eating popcorn, kicking his...
I'm going to show her.
He did not.
So what do they have to do?
I have the perfect trap. Wait.
They're trying to push it. I'm confused. How do they get out of this?
Someone's going to die. They basically...
So I think... Yeah, but is she choosing or are the guys? Do they have to like either kill each other or kill her?
I think they're trying... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're trying to kill each other or kill her.
Why don't, like... Oh, I see. I understand the problem now.
But again, this is the issue that happens when you kill John Kramer too early, and we know that he's not because Jigsaw always gave everyone a chance to live, right? And so like these movies now,
there was a way everyone
that's the point. Yeah, there's no way in these scenarios.
So here, if they don't push the Saw, the one in the middle will just kill her, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow, filming.
I mean,
with a flip
Brad's
phone.
better. Yeah, Brad's better looking.
Is Brad the one? Which one's Brad?
Brad's the one that just got sliced and diced a little bit.
Okay.
I'm really hoping for the hot dog scene. I really
Banner
want
remembers it. That's something very vivid that I don't think he would misremember.
I would like to say it would be out of place for a Saw movie, but then I don't really think it would.
Is the timer just like when she'll reach that Saw?
I think so, yeah. I like that she changed sides now. She's like, oh, I love you. This is like an incel wrote this.
I mean, quick question, guys. Does bro code come into this? Because, I mean, both guys can survive, right?
Yeah, that's what they are trying to...
Yeah, I think that is bro code. This is like This is actually like a fraternity team building exercise.
Yeah.
Some corporate retreats utilize this as well. And then when she dies, Jigsaw goes, "She wasn't that hot."
Like, if you're, there's other girls that are more worth it.
A 6 at best. Did they not even try to break the glass? That woman like barely touched her briefcase again.
Well, yeah.
Twice.
I'm like, I love that. That's the only person who can try and do anything. This like little.
Well,
woman.
if a petite 100-pound woman can't break it with a leather briefcase, I mean, this,
Oh yeah, this is gonna.
I
be
wonder
great
if that's
in 3D.
the in 3D the like intestines shooting out. I wonder if that's what I thought the hot dog was.
That probably was it. We just got some intestines to the screen.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we get boobs in this movie, not her boobs.
Well, there's
not
some
dead
nipple
boobs.
I saw, I think. So I'm wondering, when I put this commentary on YouTube and Apple Podcast and everything, like what do we call it? Is it Saw
Call it
3D
all three.
commentary?
It's
3D.
Saw
I do final
3D,
chapter 3D
the
and
final
7.
chapter 7. Damn
Yep.
you.
All right, now for those trying to keep track at home, because there's so much canon now to keep up with, all you need to know is that's John Kramer's ex-wife Jill, who survived him and was given information on how to kill this guy Hoffman, who is one of Jigsaw's apprentices who has gone rogue and just is creating traps like the one we just saw where no one can survive. So her goal was, from John Kramer, was to kill him.
And she was
She
not
couldn't
successful.
even do that. Correct. So that's how the last movie ended, was her putting in and walking out. It really picks up like the next second.
So does he go to the hospital for like his cheek? Like what does he
he's
say?
fine. Yeah, he's fine.
I think what he does is he goes to like get into a competitive eating contest. Because think about how much more he can fit in his mouth.
I think they're gonna put him in the same room as the Joker, or no, sorry, as Harvey Dent.
They'll share a room.
Yeah, like you guys are in here for similar injuries.
Yeah, normally we don't like to double up. It just makes it so much easier on the nurses coming in and out. We've talked about this. We believe, I don't know if it's explicitly stated, that the majority of the Saw franchise takes place in Detroit. Right, Cycly? Is that what we've decided?
I think it's a Detroit, Baltimore type, like.
And similar to
hodgepodge.
Gotham City, an incredibly vacant amount of commercial real estate for Jigsaw to set up all of these traps. Just warehouse upon warehouse.
Honestly,
That is
it's the COVID, the work from home movement. Like no one's going to the office anymore. It's just empty
Ahead of
buildings.
its time. Yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
think
see-
you guys could stitch yourself up?
Can't even
Fuck
stitch
no.
a button.
I don't know if I could do it.
Well, if I didn't have health insurance, I probably, you got to do what you got to do, guys.
I could maybe do like a little bit on like my leg or something, but there's no way I could do my face.
No way.
It's like, yeah, that looks good.
People won't even be able to notice. One thing I do feel like this franchise really kind of fucks up, like the last 3 movies, is, it's likely, correct me if I'm wrong, but like the first 4 actually have a really good and interesting like police that are investigating Jigsaw.
Yeah.
And then they just become so fucking dumb and expendable. Like when Rig dies, spoiler alert, I guess, when Rig dies in Saw 4, he's kind of like the last. I guess Strom is kind of interesting.
Yeah,
but,
Strom in 5.
yeah.
I think for me, I mean, it sounds like almost
Like, who the
giving
fuck is
Saw
this guy?
too much credit. They killed, obviously, we both talk about how they killed John Kramer too early, right? Like, I get the move. It was a ballsy move. But
He died in the third one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the third and fourth one take place at the same time, so it kind of worked. The thing is, they were also killing off any like relation to good guys because we weren't getting Dr. Gordon back, as we've talked about already. And then when we're losing all the cops that we had any relation to, it felt so disjointed that their only connections to the original movies are John Kramer's ex-wife. Like,
Yeah.
and
Who wasn't in the first, what, 3?
I think we didn't get her story till
In the first one, yeah,
third.
she's not in the first 3. In the first one, she is in like a dream sequence he has, but it's literally like a blink and you miss it.
But yeah, I remember feeling that way every time they killed a cop. I'm like, well, who am I going to be rooting for in the next one? I mean,
Donnie Wahlberg was in like the 5th one, right?
He's in Saw 2.
Yeah.
He's like the main. He's actually a really interesting
Oh,
character.
that's right. His son. He kidnaps his son.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
right.
then he comes back in 5.
Because that's the one where he's
4.
hooked to the thing when the
in
ice
4.
is melting, right?
Yeah, it's 4.
Yeah, Banner, you remember these really well.
I know.
Jesus.
Here I go. It's like, oh, Banner's going to join us for Saw. This is going to be fun. He's like as much of an expert as anyone.
They're coming. It's coming back to me now. Past I think 5. I'm very shaky on, and like I said, I don't think I've seen this one, but maybe one time in the theaters.
Yeah, so 6 is pretty bad, but the main thing you need to know is it's like Hoffman and Jill sort of playing like cat and mouse the whole time.
Okay.
Jill is following what dead John left for her to like track down Hoffman, and Hoffman is basically like trying to convince people that Jigsaw's still alive because he's putting together all these traps while he's kind of running from the cops because he himself is a crooked cop.
So,
Right.
and Jeff, you and I talked about it on the last commentaries. I actually felt like 5 and 6, while they're not great compared to the first couple, they actually aged better than I remember. Like even like the health insurance stuff, like that it wasn't as bad as I remember. This one in particular, as someone who has seen it multiple times, has not aged well.
So the plot to this one, now that I remember, this guy Bobby Deegan is like a quote unquote self-help guru, but his whole story that he tells to inspire people is that he survived a jigsaw trap, which is all a lie, right? He like made it up just for
to get like publicity,
basic. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. 6, I only remembered the like kind of corny insurance company suck PSA and forgot that the actual like Jill and Hoffman stuff is kind of fun.
Like I like the concept of the story of like coming after a guy who's profiteering
Like
off,
exploiting you.
Yeah. But I don't know if it's like, it's weird because you would think this one has the biggest production budget and it feels the cheapest.
The biggest production budget is $17 million.
How much of that went into Carrie Elwes?
Probably, what, 4?
This right now is lit like a Showtime softcore porn. Like if two people just started fucking, I don't think anyone would bat an eye.
What is this like supposed to be like the early aughts or like mid 90s? When
Time wise, like
chronologically does this happen?
I don't think we're given dates. I would imagine.
Because I don't really know. Does Gordon mention something like how long ago it was that he was in the trap? Maybe we could like reverse engineer how.
I don't remember any iPhones, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, and I saw there was flip phones earlier when they were in the little glass cage thing. So,
I mean, if I had it my way, we'd still have flip phones.
The entire like series itself. I mean, the thing about Saw, it jumps on time. I mean, they did that with Jigsaw the film, Spiral a little bit, but I think like the main story arc from 1 to 7 over the story's timeline only takes place over a year or two, right? Like, I mean, the first 4 technically take place within the first a year, if that.
Not even. I don't think.
Yeah, probably less. I mean, Saw 2. I guess the only way you really know is maybe we'll find out in Saw X. But Saw 2, Jigsaw, he's pretty much as sick as he is in Saw 3, right? Like he needs the oxygen to even function, basically, in Saw 2.
Yeah.
In Saw 3, he's just bedridden the whole time. Another Horns fun fact, this according to IMDb, Tobin Bell is the lead billing in this movie, while his character, John Kramer, only has 3 minutes of screen time.
Good for him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this... I mean, he's been around as an actor, but he's always been like, I don't know if he's been main in anything. We've probably talked about that. Like, he's in Seinfeld, he's in a couple things, but like, Man, he really hit the bag with these movies.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's gonna be out forever up there as
That would freak me the fuck out.
the Haze.
No, the tricycle.
Oh, the tricycle, yeah.
Yeah. It's not normal.
Kids stuff inherently at night becomes 100 times creepier.
Definitely.
Like a
You have
doll in
no
the
idea.
daytime, whatever. A doll at night staring at you, fuck.
So it looks like one of those rockets that like they try and break the sound barrier in.
It's like I might die, but at least my name will be on the internet somewhere.
Oh, that's right. I think we get her. This is her. This is a. Pretty sure this is a dream sequence, but yeah, she looks good there.
We've always said she's way out of John's league.
Yeah, but she really liked the fact that he owned a ton of industrial properties.
Yeah, what's not to like.
It's always funny when you see
There,
when you
that
watch.
was it. That was it.
Ah,
That was the
He's a
hot
little
dog.
ahead of me.
yeah, I think you are too. Yeah.
Yeah, right now a go-kart is like flying at Jill.
Ooh, yeah, that's yep.
Oh, yep. I saw another boob. Dead person boob though, doesn't count.
Yeah, it's never as nice.
It's actually
When you
counts as a
dream
third
that you
move.
get murdered, do you always dream that you're wearing the same pajamas that you're actually wearing?
God, I forgot about this one too. But yeah, I never actually pay attention to what I'm wearing.
Is this Chester from Lincoln Park?
Yes,
I think it is.
R.I.P. Yeah.
Oh man, this one's fucking painful. It's interesting, Brian. I think we've told you this before, but Cycly and I love the Saw franchise, but we just don't really care for the traps. I'm not saying I dislike them, but a lot of people go to these movies to see like, oh, what inventive trap is Jigsaw going to come up with? I don't really give a fuck about any of the traps ever.
Yeah, I think that they had a very good purpose early on, but the later you get, the less it matters. Like obviously the first one, them being locked up and the trap is
it's simple.
pivotal
That's what
to
I love.
the plot. Yeah, and it's simple. The second one with them in the house, in order for them to get out, I thought those were interesting. Obviously the third one to complete everything to save it.
Well, the third one's tough because he basically like has the whole warehouse booby trapped, like everything in the trap. Which it's like, dude, how would you set this up?
It was like a fun house of.
He
booby
hired
traps.
Kevin McAllister as an outside consultant.
That must have cost a pretty penny.
It's worth it though. Worth everybody. This one,
He's like, I'll tell you how to set this up, but I won't do it for you.
So Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, Brian, your memory is actually really good, so you might remember too. Usually, we got the one random trap at the very beginning, right? Like of people who actually don't have anything to do with the plot, and then the movie goes into the plot. Like this one, why are we're getting another one? That's another thing about this movie. It's not so focused on the story. Like we're wasting time with another trap. This could have been the opening. Don't do two opening traps.
Yeah, the opening trap is usually like your entryway into the police that we're going to be following.
Yeah.
For the movie, like they'll show up and be picking up like the remains of the people, and this is fucking gross.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What did Jigsaw say what he glued him to the seat with?
Like Elmer's. Just rub it up
There with
a
the glue,
Just
with a little glue.
stick glue.
Stick glue.
Do.
It's the one that looks purple, but it goes on clear.
Which someone will have to explain to me. I just don't understand it.
So what's he got to do? He's got to pull that lever to save everyone.
I think
I
will like
at least
move
for her,
the car back on the lift to where when the tire hits the ground, it won't hit her face.
Yeah, I think if
it'll move him forward and he'll kill that guy, right?
No, it saves everyone. It will because it will stop the car. I think because he doesn't. The car now is going to pull the chain, kill her, and then hit. Oh God!
This was just a 3D like orgasm.
That's the whole point. I think that's why this feels so cheap for me, because everything was about the 3D and not the.
I don't want to be that guy. Hey, I'm in a commercial right now, guys.
Same.
As am I. All right. So if you're at home, pause it. We're watching on Pluto TV. I don't know if we said that up the top. Because we're in a commercial break.
One of us owns this movie on DVD. I didn't realize you guys were having such financial problems. God, I know what I'm getting you guys for
didn't?
Christmas.
Wow,
I've been telling you all the time. Yeah, I'm pretty open about it. I've been wearing the same clothes every day for the past week.
You go to Best Buy, you're like, is the Saw 7 DVD still $4.99? They're like, yeah, we haven't moved it to the $3.99 bin yet. You're like, damn it. One day.
Just likely, are you not in a commercial break right now?
I am. Yeah, I'm just watching it. Makes more sense.
Well, the only reason I was wondering is because your version on Pluto said it was 11 minutes longer than ours.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm on.
I'm not in a commercial anymore, FYI.
Okay, you might want to pause it.
Yeah, I'm still on commercial. Brian, I think you're a little bit ahead of us.
Yeah.
There's a good natural resync here.
The problem of having the DVD is that I would have to actually get up and put the DVD in the Xbox. Like, that's a lot of work.
Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I don't know that I have a way that I could easily watch a DVD right now.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Do you have a PS5? Does that play DVDs?
I have a PS4 and it does, but it's hooked to a different TV.
Got it.
You know.
All right, I'm still on commercial, so if you're at home, we should almost be back here. Pluto doesn't tell me how long.
Yeah, there's a lot of commercial.
My commercial wasn't that long. This is weird.
Could be months.
Maybe
you'll have a longer one at another point.
Maybe, yeah. The lady with the prosthetic hand just put it on her lap. That's where I'm at, FYI.
Okay, this is I believe my 5th commercial now. We're on Michelob Ultra.
See, I wish I was getting a Michelob Ultra commercial. I'm like on a construction commercial. They cater to the. All right, I'm back.
And we're back.
I'm back too. All right.
All right.
Walking in with the purse.
It's the first time we've ever done a commentary with commercials.
Yeah, I think it humanizes us, like Banner said in the text thread. Is this a church where they took the pews out? Cycly, this is the girl who won Scream Queens and cut her arm off in the last one, right?
Yep.
So Banner, this actress, there was a reality TV show at the time that this movie came out called Scream Queens.
Okay.
And the winner of it was going to win and did win a bit part in Saw 6, and it's that girl right there.
Oh,
she was the opening scene.
So she gets to reprise her role in this, which is kind of cool.
So are all these people Jigsaw survivors? Is that why they're in this group?
I think so. Which again, this just feels like an excuse to show us like a bunch of other traps.
Yeah,
it's all for the 3D, like Banner said.
Because this was what 2010 when this came out.
Jesus, was it really?
Yeah.
It's been that long.
This movie is a teenager now.
Jesus.
That is depressing.
I guess the question is, how long after this, anytime you call something the final chapter and there is another entry after that, I'm always curious, like, how long could they resist making another one? So how long is it between this and Jigsaw? Let me look that up. Because if you release the next one,
I think it's 7 years.
Okay, that's substantial.
Yeah, that's enough.
I think that's what I kind of remember.
Yeah, Jigsaw was 2017. So, all right. Yeah. As far as like willpower goes, I'll give the franchise a little credit.
We've said this ad nauseum sometimes because we love the franchise. We're guilty of why they keep making these movies. But can you blame a movie studio that puts such a low budget production and that makes a guaranteed at least $100 million? I'm pretty sure they've all made.
Making almost tenfold on your investment, it's like, dude, fuck the integrity of saying it was the last one. Like, we'd be stupid to, especially at the time, Lionsgate, this was sort of like towards the end of that, or I saw obviously end of that, but they were like a boutique studio at the time. Like, they did not have a lot of, like, really IP at all. So for them to have anything that made it big was a pretty big deal. I think one of those guys is from Saw 5. The guy who survived the trap at the end with Julie Benz from Dexter. Like, look, I'll show you my dick. Oh, we don't need to see that.
Oh, is that not? I'd be like, dude, that's not that bad compared to the others.
So, budget for all, what is that? 8 movies. So all the Saws, including Jigsaw and Spiral, budget added together is $97 million. That's for all of them. This had the second highest budget at $17 million. Spiral was only $20 million.
So for 9 movies,
that's with having Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson in the movie. It is.
And worldwide, they have grossed basically $1.1 billion.
God.
I mean, at this point, let's just be honest. It's kind of stupid to not keep making these.
And fully admit, I'm gonna give him my $10.
Oh,
Can't quit now. Like, what would I accomplish by quitting now?
No one likes a quitter.
I love this scene. Like, how did he get back there? No one noticed him the whole time. Hey, what's with the creepy guy sitting in the corner? Ah, that's Bill. He always sits there.
The one thing that I think we all kind of wondered though, as fans, was like, if he's been missing, we just assumed Dr. Gordon was missing, right? So for him to have been like publicly out there as a survivor of the Jigsaw trap, I think we were like, oh, we didn't realize that.
I mean, he was probably, he went back to, maybe took a sabbatical, get some sun.
He doesn't look like he's been getting much sun.
He's been stuck in a basement for a while. So how much time do we think has passed from when he chopped his foot off to now? Like a couple of years?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, it can't be more than that. Unless there's huge gaps between 1 and 2 and 2 and 3. 5, I mean, 5 immediately takes place after 4 because there's the autopsy.
And 3
like,
and
I'm
4
not done.
Happen simultaneously, right?
Yeah. So unless there's 2 huge gaps between 1 and 2 and 2 and 3, then it's hard to say. Dude, I mean, theoretically, it could be less than a year.
Now, when is it? So the chick that was working for him in the second and the third one, she was in a trap in the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, Amanda.
Yeah. So there was enough time for her to escape, them to make contact, and him to.
But
her trap in the first one is
teach her how to make these traps between 1 and 2.
But she was already maybe working for. Like, so if you remember in the first one, the Amanda scene is the cops showing Dr. Gordon a video of a former victim because they suspected Gordon. So the Amanda thing had happened before Saw 1, technically.
Gotcha. Okay. Then, I got nothing.
Yeah, and then again here, these traps, superfluous to any actual Jigsaw or accomplice's plot. They're just servicing to bring the police into the fray. I guess at this point, though, the whole motivation of Hoffman, and this is like probably why in this one it's the least interesting of any of his actions, is he's just kind of like going crazy. Like there's no really rhyme or reason. He's just like, I want to kill that person now.
But does that devalue? Like, okay, when we think of Michael Myers, when we think of Jason and Freddy Krueger and things like that, who is Jigsaw, right? Because who actually does more killings? Is it John Kramer? I mean, like, I don't know if it is.
That's a great question.
Yeah, I think Jeff froze.
Oh, did he freeze?
Yeah, because I'm curious. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. It's weird because like if he's an iconic serial killer, but he's been dead for half the franchise, and
and people can save themselves when it's him. Like he gives them the opportunity. So, I mean, he's not as bad of a murderer, I guess, because he gives you a chance.
Yeah, I think it just kind of complicates the lore of when you compare serial killers. I feel like. Jeff,
this is Hoffman was expecting you, so now they know Hoffman is one of the killers now, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Jeff, we lost you for a second. I don't know if you heard my question.
I heard you ask something. I heard Freddy Krueger was the last thing that I
So
caught.
I asked a question: does it devalue when we think of the great horror franchises, right? Scream,
I'm
Friday.
at commercial again.
Yep, I got
Yeah, I'm
another
at a commercial. So this is a good time to ask this question. Does it devalue like when we think of the great killers? And Scream is like this too because Ghostface is also a different killer every time. Does it devalue John Kramer in the lore of the best Halloween killers when it's Hoffman who's really doing the majority of the kills? Or where does Jigsaw, like, how do we rate Jigsaw in the Freddy Kruegers, the Michael Myers, the Ghostface?
Yeah. So I would say, like, I always appreciate Ghostface and Jigsaw more because they're cerebral about it. Like, they're not just a big, like, oaf like Jason or Michael Myers, or in Freddy Krueger's case, like someone who basically has like an unfair advantage of like possession and powers and things like that. But yeah, it is kind of tough as these franchises go on, and it's like it makes their like methodology less unique because you see people duplicate it so many times. Although I guess thinking back to the original Scream, they are essentially like the OG Killface is kind of a copycat killer, and in the sense that he like takes horror tropes from movies, right, and like kind of
yeah
acts them.
Almost honors them. I mean, that's why like the two, like, why do we keep having timeline issues with Saw? Like we're by the time this is released, Saw X will be out. I'm sure we'll have a review for everyone to listen to on that, and we're excited. But we're going back in time again because how do you have it? You can't keep going without actual Jigsaw. So it's Saw put itself in a corner.
Well, and that's why like they definitely did kill John Kramer too early. Like everyone kind of agrees with that. But also, I'm back. One way, I'm back as well. And we're back. I'm sort of glad they did because I'm kind of like scared to see what he would have become if he got to stay alive for more movies. Like, would he have had a bionic arm and
he's my machine now, then, man.
Shooting lasers at people, because we have seen lasers in the Saw franchise kill someone.
Really?
Yes.
I don't think I've seen that one.
In Jigsaw.
I don't think I've seen Jigsaw or Spiral.
I don't know which one is worse. I think Spiral's worse.
I think Spiral is worse, personally.
This reminds me of like the like those cages that they put the prisoners in and hung them outside of like castles.
Oh yeah.
And then like they're like you just see the bones in them. That's what this thing looks like.
I actually think in our commentary that just dropped as we're recording this today, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, go check it out, that Banner and I did. There is one of these cages.
There is, yeah. Not Casey Jones. Casey Jones, I believe, is in it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Deegan finally got called out for his bullshit. One time I wish Jigsaw at the end of the tape would say, "Fuck around and find out."
It's like that guy with the poster on the chalkboard.
So is that his wife or girlfriend, or who is that chick?
That's his wife.
Yeah.
Okay. And so he's got an hour to save her.
So this one also doesn't feel as unique to me in the sense of like it's a combination of what we saw in Saw 3. It's a combination of what we saw in Saw 6 as well, where a guy is kind of like on his own.
Very much like Saw 6, yeah.
And so it's like, I mean, that's another place where I don't feel like this movie, really did as much for the franchise, which again sucks because it's the one that brought Gordon back.
I know, and I think that's why, like, in my like revisionist history version of remembering this movie, I kind of prop it up a little bit.
Oh yeah, if you take Gordon out of it, it's
pretty bad. It's utterly useless. Oh yeah, he makes him basically, I think at the end, so I'm probably jumping the shark here, but he makes him actually go through the trap that he always told people he.
That's survived. Right, yeah, which is I do like.
Jigsaw is all about the poetic justice.
So who's actually putting this on? Is it Jill then?
It should be Hoffman, I believe.
Or is it Hoffman?
Speaking
I
of,
think Gordon got involved.
oh yeah. Speaking of the Ninja Turtles allegories here, this is, the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when they're in the junkyard and Shredder has them all in the net and they're hanging over like the scrap metal.
So basically, this movie is just a homage to TMNT 3.
I mean, it's not even subtextual. It's pretty blatant.
So does she have an opportunity to save herself?
See, that's the thing that like really differentiates the Hoffman traps is there's some people that are just like literally in it, and it's like, well, unless this other person does something, you're just fucked. Is this just supposed to like shoot acid on her? Like the point is she can't move because that's not going to choke her. It's like tied around the back of her neck.
How cheap this is.
$2 drafts?
Yeah, we should go there. Right.
Yeah, where is this?
Oh my god. The investigation can wait.
And free peanuts.
Well, they're almost gone, and they don't refill those, but like once an hour. It's not, this isn't a fucking soup kitchen.
It's like a cat. If you keep feeding it, it's going to keep coming back.
That's a great way to put it.
What
yes.
we need, and have we ever gotten a police scene where we have how many Jigsaw survivors there have been and how many Jigsaw kills there have been? Because obviously there's the lore takes place outside of the movie, right? Like we're not seeing, like the Scream movies, we're seeing the actual times the kills are done, right? They're not killing off screen between the movies. Jigsaw is obviously doing this long term. I'm wondering, we don't even know the number. What's the percentage of survivors?
5?
Yeah, it's got to be really, really low. Well, I guess it depends. In Jigsaw's traps, a little bit higher because we know Amanda's one of them. In like traps where Hoffman gets involved, near 0, right?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
If it has to be near 0 because even if one person survives, he purposely killed everyone else.
Was it Amanda who kind of like tattled on him, like, "Hey, just so you know, Hoffman's traps are bullshit"?
I think so. Yeah. What happened to Amanda? Did she die?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Oh, she got killed by Matthews, right?
She died. Didn't she die at the end of 3? Yeah, when he walks in.
Oh yeah. Who does Matthews like beat up with the like when he's drugged?
Doesn't he does beat her in the bathroom, but that's a flashback, right?
But she lives?
I thought she lived. I thought that was at the like they're flashing.
Yeah, you're
back
right. She does die at the end of 3, that's right. Because Jeff shoots her.
That's right, yeah.
They love
and
this
Jeff's
character.
wife like slits Jigsaw's throat, right? That's how he dies with the little like saw thing.
No, Jeff saws his.
Jeff does, but his wife has a shotgun collar around her neck, and if Jigsaw's pulse hits 0, it fires and kills her.
That's right.
So effectively, like he inadvertently kills his wife. Is this a seedy motel or is this Jill's house?
Both.
So is she talking to the cop right now?
Yeah.
The cop of the week, yeah.
She's like, I'm going to outlast you. You're going to die next. You're the 6th cop.
Yeah, like you don't want to be around me. Trust me.
So is she cool with John being a murderer or whatever he is?
I don't think she is, but I think she respected him enough to help like finish his final wish.
It turned her on at first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was fun. It was exciting. Something new.
Right, he had a leather jacket. I mean, then all of a sudden, like now you get in a committed relationship with him, and now the thing that made you want him is now weird.
Have you seen John Kramer with a backwards hat? I mean, dude, the guy was cool.
Fuck yeah, he was.
That might be my favorite shot in the entire Saw franchise.
In film.
Yeah, in film.
Now, yeah, Banner, to your question, just to like elaborate on what Cycly said, I think Jill, like, she's more like just worn down from police constantly, like, because she really had nothing to do with Jigsaw for the like up until very recently,
right,
in the franchise. And I think she's more just tired of them like every time he kidnaps someone, they come to her. She's like, I don't fucking know why he did it, where he is. I haven't talked to him. Just leave me alone. But she is kind of still turned on. But
I think there's a part of her that, like, again, never wanted it, but like sympathize with John because of the cancer, because of the baby they lost. Like, you know, he was someone who went through something horrible, and while she doesn't condone it, she still loved him.
I get it. I can get behind that.
You know,
this is before his face is all fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know if this was like his chance at making like a plea deal with them, or if he literally just wants to throw them onto the scent of Jill so that they're less focused on him.
I think he has to know it's endgame for him, right? He just wants. I don't think he knows the plan in motion that Gordon and Jill have going on.
I think he has school from Saw 4, where Strom is investigating.
That'd be sad if that whole school was closed down.
I know it's off screen now, but I have to say, maybe the most depressing part about Jill's life is that at her current age, she still only has a twin bed.
God, but she's so hot. She just doesn't want people staying over, you know?
So who's this chick?
See, this is just how parents get their kids' loose teeth out. This isn't like a fucking jigsaw trap.
Oh, did you guys ever do the tooth and the tie to the door?
Actually, I didn't.
Yeah, we did that.
How do you get it around the tooth securely enough is what I'm wondering.
I can't remember what we used, like floss or something?
Yeah, I bet it's floss, and I bet you don't go around the actual tooth. I bet you go, like, up in the gum.
Under.
Oh,
yeah, and so it, like, kind of cuts it.
I remember my sister was always so pumped about doing that to me. She was like, we're tying your tooth. I was like, okay. I had no choice. I was the younger brother.
Brian, has Baby Banner got all her baby teeth out?
No, she still has all her baby teeth.
Oh, okay, so this is about to be not this.
Yeah, I think any time now, more or less, she can start losing them.
Does she know about the tooth fairy, or are we just gonna worry about that when it's?
Yeah, we're gonna cross that bridge when we get there.
Don't get her excited and have her trying to like knock her teeth out.
Yeah.
Get her the Saw 7 DVD.
Yeah, just show her this whole movie.
Yeah.
This scene in particular.
Isn't like on the DVD? I think I have.
Okay, I don't understand the strapping like having the subtitles on. What's if they make too much noise, he'll rip her teeth out?
I think so. Or like, yeah, the things move closer and then
stab her. Stab her. Just open your throat. I think that string would break.
He's used to doing that. Is it on a back molar?
No, I don't remember. It's a key that's tied in. It's in her stomach.
And it's her. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. He's like, oh, you do not floss, do you?
Things like this are A Quiet Place where I'm like, look, just kill me. I'm not gonna make this. That's not gonna happen.
Oh, so Andy's on a time limit.
He's not gonna make it. Oh.
Tube's like the No Country for Old Men air gun that he shoots, or is he just gonna like just go straight into her neck?
I think they just go straight in the neck.
I think they just go straight into her neck. I'm assuming that she's not gonna make it.
Yeah,
this is.
I think it might be a little bit behind you guys. It's like offing up, you know. Spicy food, I told you.
Ugh.
Gross. How deep is this thing?
It was actually getting digested into the intestines. Ugh. Just seeing this in 3D. Well,
see, this is. Yeah, drop it right in her face. Oops.
See, that sucks to have died after that. Like, I went through all that pain and still died.
I don't know.
I mean, do you give a fuck anymore after that, though?
Are you dead? I'd be like, I would have died fast.
So wait, he never was able to undo that padlock? I mean, that to me is the most concerning part of all this. Does he not know how keys work?
I'm in a
It's only been
commercial.
6 minutes.
Oh, come on. Another commercial for me.
Okay, where did you just cut off? Because right now the chick is on the.
The chick just got pulled down to our knees. The wife did.
Okay, yeah, and now I'm at commercial 2. So this will be a good time for us all to sync up because I think I'm a few minutes behind.
As soon as you come back from commercial, pause it, and then we'll all hit play.
People at home, if you're using this time to pause your movie and go take like a pee break, we'll promise we say our most riveting piece of the commentary while you're gone.
Have we ever said anything riveting? That's a.
To go back to the tapes. I think on the Wonder Woman movie commentary, Banner said something impressive.
I don't remember that one. We did a Wonder Woman commentary?
Yes. Many moons ago.
We've done a lot. It's hard to remember them all. We've also done a lot that we forget to record.
That used to be our thing. It was like a 50-50 shot that we recorded it. Pluto TV has a very diverse group of advertisers. I've got everything from like Credit Karma to a furniture store to laundry detergent.
I've got some medical pills here.
I think it's just catering. I have gotten the same construction commercial multiple times.
They know you're a do-it-at-home type of guy.
Clearly. And I like this construction commercial because they get.
All right, I'm back. Guys, back.
Right, pause it. I'm still. Nope. I'm still.
All right, I'll pause.
I feel like I'm getting the longest commercials.
Yeah, it's all different.
This is wild. We all started at the exact same time on the exact same app, and our commercials are all over the fucking place.
They need to do like a watch with friends
like
thing.
Why? Like no consistent.
Oh, that'd be cool. For those of you at home, if you rented this on Amazon.
Okay, I'm back.
I'm back too.
Right.
He just opened the door.
And go play. Yep, he's in the room. All right, we're back. Right. Unpause at home. Well, I wonder what I don't want to know, but it's just interesting that survive he used as an acronym in this book. It's a pretty long word to make an acronym out of.
It's got a lot to say.
Do you think they released a real version of this book as part of the marketing campaign?
I mean, you're like losing money if you don't.
What was it like they did for the bro code for How I Met Your Mother?
Well, you know what I'm really excited about? It comes out in September. The Scott Lang book from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Remember the Little Guy. That's an actual book that's coming out.
Ah.
So I'm definitely buying that.
I can't remember. Is this the scene with Jigsaw with the backwards hat? I can't remember.
Please be. Yes. Oh my god.
So fucking good. What's up, man? Big fan.
Yeah. Just got done. I skateboarded here, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. I play Twisted Metal on PlayStation 2. It's
I did it before. It was cool. You know, all these fucking posers coming out to the skate parks.
Sir, did you see this man, John Kramer, come get his book signed? No, the guy I saw had a backwards hat on.
Yeah, he was young and hip. Exactly who my demographic is.
Would that many people show up to a book signing about somebody that survived a death trap?
I guess only because it's the town they live in. I don't know.
And maybe this was like before the true crime thing, like had everyone jaded.
Mm. So he's probably saying something smart here. Right?
I love this that like John Kramer's essentially like admitted like I know you're lying only because I am Jigsaw.
He says he doesn't need the picture because you've met. Yeah, this isn't for like people that I'm trying to introduce myself to for the first time.
Wouldn't that at one point be like, do you think that guy was Jigsaw? Because that was weird.
So that's the only time he's in this movie?
See, I don't even think that was 3 minutes, so he must be in another scene.
He probably has like a tape. I think he has a tape for Hoffman at the end. Where are you guys at right now?
They're reviewing Hoffman's tape.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's where I am too. I think I was a little behind, but I did a did the 10 seconds ahead.
Okay, so this is Deegan getting abducted by. Oh, damn, that's a good choke slam right there.
Yeah, man, this is the major leagues. You don't get to this level by not being able to do it quickly.
Yeah, you don't get called up if you're not ready. They really are like giving him no like credit in solving this. Like they've painted where to walk the whole. Back in like Saw 3, they would actually like trust the person to figure it out. Here they're like, all right, dumbass, go down.
Too many
this
people
hall."
get lost.
He took a left instead of a right.
So if let's say you're Joyce, right, and you've been in this room for I don't know what, like, who knows when they abduct her, right? Maybe like an hour. She might know that Bobby's coming for her. Before he gets there, do you just like try and sleep? Like, what's your plan? Because you can't really do anything else.
Yeah, you gotta get your rest up. Do you think he gives him like a power bar or anything?
I'm sure. Yeah, maybe gives him a couple books to pick
Oh
from.
yeah, kill the lawyer, baby. An unethical piece of shit. Making other lawyers look bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is basically the third Saw 3.
Yeah. This is what is going to happen to me because of Banner's crimes, I feel
Good
like.
point. It's like the third Saw 3. We love Saw 3 so much, we just kept doing it again. They do get like this one. They really want you to know that like they're aware of Billy, the puppet.
Yeah.
Like we're using him a lot. Like him riding the bike into the trap with the teenagers is.
Honestly, I'm surprised you and I don't have like a
incredible.
doll of Billy.
Yeah.
He's not as like scary in this one as I remember him and like creepy as he was in the other one.
The first
I mean, the
couple,
creepiest
my
moment
God.
involving him, he's actually not even in. It's when that tricycle is just like out front of the police station.
Yeah.
This one. Jeff, what we should do is we should buy one Billy puppet and then have it alternate. Like anytime I visit you, I leave it at your place, and then you visit
God.
me. What we do like the rest of the time.
It's like adult Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah.
So
Which Billy is, makes more sense to scare you, to keep you good.
Oh, this is stabbing into Bobby.
Yeah.
So
he needs
if
to
he
do like
doesn't last, so he's got to hold it for the end, till the end.
I guess he has to do like a calf raise, basically.
Yeah. Would you guys do this for me as your unethical lawyer?
Absolutely not.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I figured. Just
But
wanted to
just-
know where I stand.
It's not even because of the stabbing. I just don't like to work out.
So I don't agree with his strategy. I think if you just have to last a minute, I think you let it get till it's like pretty close to her, and then you just grit it out once, right?
I think it has to get a certain depth in him. I don't remember what it.
Well, right, but you could wait. Like it's going to take a solid 30 seconds before the ones are even close to her face. So give it 30 seconds, and then you only have to get it up for 30 seconds.
I think we missed something. I think there's yeah, you're right. You're making a good point. I thought there was something about the length he has to do it for.
Jigsaw here, though, it's just like, dude, you're a one-trick pony. We've already seen the metal pipe stab through somebody, you know?
Yeah.
You're
Is
going
that
back to the well too many times.
is that the whole? Do all of them get pipe stabbed through them in this little Saw
That's a
3
good question.
situation?
If he's got a theme, then actually I respect it and sticking with
Yeah.
it. But if it's just like, well, I had extra pipe sitting around.
This would be the thing in English class. Like, what did Jigsaw mean when he killed them with those pipes? And we're like, it just meant he killed them with pipes. And the English teacher's like, no, actually.
No, there's a metaphor there somewhere, probably.
And why was he wearing a green shirt? I don't know, because it was green when he got it out of the closet.
St. Patrick's Day.
They want to get pinched.
So what
Man.
pulls her down lower, and why is it a problem?
I think it's just intimidating. Or I don't know if it has to do with the fact that he's not keeping anyone alive, or it's just like as he gets closer, she's.
This looks
being
like
brought
Bobby
down.
Dagan is at like an open mic night.
I thought it looked like Edward Norton.
Like I'm practicing let me just do some crowd work here at the Laugh Factory.
What is this jail cell? This looks like the jail cell we had at like our homecoming party, or like like one of you.
Jill is
Good
like the only person in this franchise that goes to jail and gets a bigger bed than she has at home.
She's like, this is actually
Wait, why
nice.
is she in jail?
I think of aiding and abetting or something.
Well, yeah, it's such bullshit. Like they are actively looking for Hoffman, and he just releases a video where he like just claims that Jill is complicit. So like, well, we got to arrest her. Like, because the guy that you actually know committed murder said that I did something.
Yeah, well, they show you how they treat lawyers in this town, so no one's going to defend her.
It's true.
All
There aren't
the
even
lawyers are getting
public defenders.
stabbed.
Also, like, again, not to be that guy at the movies, no one likes that person, but like they're identifying where Hoffman is by a statue in the background of his video. Like, do you think he'd be that dumb to put like an easily? I'm on commercial now, by the way.
Yeah, commercial. Yeah, he would be that dumb.
Banner, you at commercial also?
Not quite yet. Now I am. I was behind a little bit.
All right, so pause at home. Or don't, I guess, if you want to be weird. This is another laundry detergent, but not the same laundry detergent as before. Meaning Pluto is selling ads to different companies of the same product.
Hey,
It's just
nothing
smart.
wrong with that. Play the game.
I had Sonic.
Ooh.
Oh, that. Okay.
No, my
was like-
commercial. Now it's some tech thing. I don't know. They haven't told
Mine
me
is-
what they are yet.
Mine's a
getting-
bacon commercial. I haven't seen a commercial for bacon in a while.
I'm getting dog treats.
Well, that makes sense.
Oh, I'm back. I'm going to pause.
Oh, it's Logitech. Okay.
Logitech. That's
Hey, unless they're going to pay us, don't say the names of the companies, guys. Don't give them more money.
Maybe they will. All right, I'm back too. Banner, how about
I
you?
am not. I have
So how the turntables, now who's getting the long commercials?
I know.
And when we come back again, it's Deegan walking down a hallway,
Yeah.
which is probably half of this movie.
It's a very long hallway. The whole building.
He keeps getting lost because occasionally he'll just walk away from the red line they've painted on the floor for him.
Could you imagine if he walks in the wrong room, there's like some meeting, he's like, oh, sorry.
Excuse me, we have conference room 6 reserved.
Yeah, I think you're actually down the hall 2 doors.
He's like, I have conference 6.
Jigsaw trap, right? Yeah, you're down 2 doors.
Yeah.
That's
Sorry,
it.
they last minute move. We needed.
That
a
was
couple
me. I
extra
did that
chairs.
once on an airplane. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I think you're in my seat. She's like 17C. I'm like, yeah, I'm 17C. And I look at my boarding pass and it says 17D. I'm like, God damn it.
Wow. So did you have to
Wow.
sit next to this lady the whole rest of the
Yeah,
time?
I was across the aisle from her. So I was like, damn
That's not
it.
too bad. That's not too bad.
No,
You just sit
but
right next to her.
Yeah, I was like, oh, wow. I was so sure of myself.
I always hate, and it hasn't happened to me, but I like hear it.
All right,
elsewhere.
I'm back.
And play. Where someone on the plane will be like, I think you're in my seat, and the person in the wrong seat will be like, I don't think so. But check your fucking ticket. And then sure enough, they are.
Yeah, it was the opposite for me.
Another Joyce? Wasn't Joyce the chick who just died?
Yeah, this is Joyce B.
I was going to say, how many Joyces does this guy know?
It's exclusively who he hangs out with.
This is Jigsaw mad that the contractors that he hired to redo his hardwood floors didn't finish it. So now the trap mirrors the work that they did.
So this guy's name is Kale?
I'm sorry, Kyle?
Gale? So he's
This
just saying,
is his-
because Joyce is his wife. So I think he's just going to every room going, Joyce?
Oh, that's right.
That makes
Uh,
sense.
Which is dumb because he's already seen the trap that she's in.
And also, that clearly is not your wife.
I don't know. They get
Joyce, is that you?
they
No,
role play
it's not.
sometimes. She's dressed up as his manager. I also think it's like so demeaning, like how stupid he thinks the people in his traps are, that he has a tape recorder and he still feels he has to write "play me" on it. Like obviously,
Look, you just don't want to leave anything to chance. You know how
Does he
dumb
want-
the average human is.
they're like, does Jigsaw want me to record something for him to listen to? No, he wants you to play the tape that's already in there.
We need to document this.
He's gonna be like, hey, is that my voice? Oh my gosh, my voice is so weird on my record. Like he just
My
tapes over
voice
the
is so
entire
weird.
thing.
Is
Did we joke
Is this
about
what I
that?
sound like? God,
Oh God,
I sound so much cooler in my head.
how do you listen to me talk?
I think this would be a fun one. I think this is like a ropes corpse.
Yeah,
Wow,
this is
ropes
like
corp one.
American Gladiators-esque.
I think we could, with our good communication skills, do this. Be like, all right, a couple steps to your right.
So he has to guide him to find the key?
Yeah, I think so. And walking this little platform.
There's no way that Bobby can get to it?
I think he's
Because if he
trying.
can't, how does he eventually get across this?
Jeff, you're asking too many questions. Do you think
Yeah,
Jigsaw hasn't thought of everything?
Stop thinking about it, okay?
And I'm assuming when the timer goes off, this thing just basically like hangs him, like lifts him up off the ground.
Yeah, I can't remember how he dies, but I think we could do this one, guys.
I feel like a tube or a pipe is gonna stab him somehow.
I would also take my shoes off. He's wearing like business shoes. Like, feel your feet. Like,
well,
put your
some
feet on
people
it.
cyclically like to be professional during this.
That's true. They don't want to go out.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I would leave my shoes on because
Mm.
I don't want to step on a nail or something.
Yeah, that
Oh,
would.
he's not going to make it that unfair. Come on.
You think Jigsaw would let you step on a rusted nail?
He doesn't have a tetanus shot ready to go. He's not going to make you go to CVS at 3 a.m.
Actually, that might be the next trap. Wait in line at the pharmacy at CVS.
It's like that's
When
more
dog is
dangerous than your
working.
traps. I would rather stay here.
And they're going to get your copay amount wrong. Oh, God.
Guys, is it symbolic that his wife's named Joyce and he's stepping on Joyce's to get across the room?
I didn't know that's what those were called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when he says, get me out of this thing, Bobby, is this like, we see this a lot. It's a classic case of like the person who comes to save someone from the Jigsaw trap. The person in the trap thinks that they're the ones that put them there.
Yeah.
Does he kind of know does his manager guy know that Bobby
I mean,
made
who
this whole thing? So.
even if you know it's not him, like who else are you going to blame? You're the human condition, right? You're just going to blame whoever you can.
Fucking Obama. That's what I would be saying right now.
But if Obama
That was a
on the-
great catch by him, being blindfolded, the thing
That was
breaking.
a Stan Van Gundy level catch.
That really was like that happened like a few minutes ago, and I'm still reflecting on it.
That was one where it's all feel, you know?
Yeah.
Throw him the key?
What?
All right, bro, you're not like a Jedi.
I like how they made the key like a 3D thing. That's the thing too about 3D movies, like that when you don't watch on 3D, it's so obviously
So obvious.
it
Whoa,
just
yeah, that
takes
was
away. He's fine. Kale. What a weird name.
I had a kale salad tonight, actually.
Nice. Fucking I don't care if I'm a basic bitch, man. Kale, spinach, vodka, that's all I need.
Yeah.
This body's a temple.
I love
Slaps.
spinach. Big
Dude,
spinach.
I love spinach.
We had spinach in our pasta, too. Man, I had all the fucking meals.
Wow, look at you.
I will literally eat like a handful of spinach. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. My wife in our air fryer, she like makes these kale chips.
Ooh.
Garlic salt on them. They're so
Okay.
Okay.
You have my attention.
Okay.
My favorite thing about your wife is every time we see you guys, your wife is doing something that me and my wife are like, okay, we're buying that, or we're writing that down, and we're gonna start doing that.
So this is his like Hoffman's like YouTube channel setup where he like films all his videos.
Hey,
This is,
Hoffies.
this is his version of the lab.
Yeah. Hey, Hoff heads.
It's me coming at you for another episode.
This
where I
week's
bring-
trap is going to be. Yeah. See, he like that looks like the car that Larry the Cable Guy plays in Cars.
Toe Mater.
Is that his name?
That's right.
God, that's such a stupid fucking name.
He was attacking me. You shot him in the back.
Whoever directed this guy to play a heroin addict, a little over the top. Wow, Hoffman, you're ruthless. He saved your life though, so accept
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Shoot first, buddy.
Yeah, no, that seems a little weak. Wow, he snitched,
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
bro.
And not only did he snitch, he transferred to IA. He just was like, you know what? If I'm going to snitch, I'm going to go all in and
Yeah.
make that my profession.
I mean, he knows what he's good at, I guess.
Dude, imagine being such a fuck up that you try and get someone in trouble and you actually get them promoted. How does he get
Like,
promoted
oh.
for that, though? It's kind of weird. At best, he's just doing his job.
Have you seen Police in America? Come on.
So how did they identify where he was at by that statue that is inside a fucking building?
Well, I think Hoffman was like fucking with him, and he knew that he would recognize that statue from where that incident happened, where he had to shoot the paramedic. So it was like, this dumb motherfucker. I can lead him like right to this spot if I.
Yeah, the cops are so dumb, like and obvious. Like, Joyce. How's every room?
Uh-oh.
He says her name as much as Rose says Jack in Titanic.
I was going to say, that'd be a fun drinking game. Watch Saw, the final chapter, and every time the word Joyce is said.
Jesus Christ.
Or every time you see a Joyce, you have to drink.
Oh, my.
Whoa. That's if you want to get really fucked up.
Right.
Which I do.
So are they married? For some reason, I thought he was just like fucking this chick and she like worked for him.
I thought they were married. I don't know. If they can't be having sex if they're not married, though, so I don't know why you would think that.
That's where my confusion comes from.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you weren't assuming something.
Oh, so this is what he put. This is the trap that he claimed that he survived.
Is it?
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Is it this one? I don't know if it's maybe.
No, this is a tooth one.
What did he claim that he survived?
The pectoral.
He had to put these hooks in both of his pecs, and then pull on these ropes attached to them to like raise himself up.
Oh.
Which that does still happen, I think.
I like this dental chart. 1 and 2.
So he has to pull teeth out?
And it has like a code for the door on them, I think.
What if he's like, joke's on you, Jigsaw. I eat too much sugar. My teeth are rotting. This is going to be so easy.
What? Damn it.
I haven't flossed in years.
All I eat 3 meals a day is Fruit Loops.
He's like, I don't even need this tool. I'm just going to grab it with my hand.
This is one I could not do. I'll just tell you that right now. There's no fucking way.
No way.
I don't even know if you're honestly capable. You know, like the body won't even allow you to.
Yeah.
Oh, so now we're there.
I would honestly, the better option would be just run at the wall and slam your face into it, hoping to knock some of your teeth out.
That's probably my favorite part about Saw movies is watching them with people who like come up with alternate ways to get out of the trap.
It's like how I play play Zelda games, because theoretically they always, like, what I love about the Zelda games is like there's one way of how you're supposed to accomplish something, but theoretically like the physics of the game allow you to do whatever you want. And sometimes you definitely like find a cheat or you accidentally accomplish it. You like fail successfully. And you're like, yeah, you didn't actually have to do the thing that Zelda's like, I mean, that's not what I meant for you to do, but I guess you got it.
I'm kind of impressed, yeah.
It's the opposite of every math teacher in middle school. You're like, I got the right answer. They're like, but you didn't do the right way.
So this is kind of like an homage to the end of several of the other Saw movies where the police like arrive seemingly just in the nick of time, and you're trying to figure out like, all right, are they actually at the right place? Is this happening at a different time frame than the guy we've been seeing the whole movie go through the traps? So I'm
on a commercial.
Same. All right,
Yeah,
pause if you're at home again. Pluto's really getting their ad money from us. Banner, are you at commercial too?
Yep,
Dude,
I am.
So I've watched maybe I've never. This is the first time I've ever watched Pluto, and good for them for having a shit ton of movies. I've watched some free movies on Tubi. The commercials are not nearly this bad.
Yeah.
No. Tubi's. I like Tubi.
If I'm being honest, Pluto I actually use quite a bit because and Life Cycle, you might be interested in this. If you go to their live TV, they have a couple channels that are like just horror channels.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes when I'm just like on the treadmill, I'll be like, all right, what's on? I'll go watch that. They also have a channel that just plays The Price is Right that I'll watch sometimes.
I would literally not leave that channel.
Over
I
and
would just
over and
be-
over again.
Yeah, I mean, what does The Price is Right have? Like 10,000 episodes.
It's not the same episode banner.
Yes.
Yeah, hold.
Like,
So-
oh,
and
I
they even
know
have-
this one.
they even have,
1950,
like-
Bob.
They even have like the Drew Carey ones, so sometimes it'll. All right, I'm back. Are you guys back?
No,
I'm not
I
back.
am on my same construction commercial.
All right, I'm paused. It is a.
Why does Pluto think I am heavily into construction?
It's a cop taking a phone call. Whenever we return.
Still not back.
I'm interested to see because Cycles, so far your movie has, like, you haven't had a scene that like we haven't had. I'm wondering where
Yeah.
that extra 11 minutes comes from on your.
It's got to be commercials. I'm betting,
It's got to
right?
be, or like,
Like they're counting the commercials and on ours they weren't.
yeah, maybe that. Because that's, dude. I'm wondering because I don't have. Okay, I'm back.
I'm not.
Where did you
I
say you
got
guys
a
were?
Pickle commercial.
Okay, pickle.
Um,
A pickle commercial.
Okay, I'm back.
10301 and press
Okay.
play.
He's on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Jill's in the cell like, man, this is a huge fucking bed you guys
Yep.
gave me.
I'm wondering if I can actually fast forward through the commercials.
I don't. Oh, like you?
Yeah,
But
because
not
I don't have a block. Like, you know when you're watching in commercials on YouTube and it like doesn't let you, like,
Cycly, does your wife pay for Pluto TV and you just don't know it?
God.
That
If there's
even-
one thing Robin Sparkles pays for.
Is there like a paid tier of Pluto TV banner?
I don't think so.
Robin Sparkles is already like being like, we pay for too many streaming services. And I'm like, well, we literally get half of them free. And two, we watch everything.
I know.
I'm like, I don't know what to do about that because we just watch too much.
So did he get the other tooth out?
Still working on it.
Okay.
Cops are right behind him though. If I'm a cop looking at the one where the guy's hanging and we have to like walk across the edges, I'm like, we're not doing this one, guys.
Yeah. Which one was it when the cops got there? Like everything was like days old. Was that the
Saw two.
Second
was
one.
that the second one with the
Yeah.
house?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So good.
So you realize that like the security foot or like the video camera footage they've been watching the whole time was recorded like
Mhm.
2 days ago. And Jigsaw, they show it at the end, like in flashback, not in flashbacks, but like they like replay a few quick quotes from earlier. But he had been like subtly dropping hints to Detective Matthews that like your son is fine if you just fucking relax, you'll see him
You'll find him in a safe place.
in secure location. Yeah.
God, so good.
So
Is he
I
behind
guess
the
the one
mirror?
that-
Because that's where I would think he would be, right?
It's not a bad. Jigsaw does love the two-way mirrors. There you go, Banner. Banner, nice.
God, he's on fire, man.
He
I thought Banner
really
was
is.
coming into this blind. You know,
I'm-
I was like, this is gonna be
He sees
fun.
better than all of us.
Yeah, I'm not 100% blind, but I am a little blind.
Well, that's just the
But
marijuana.
you're like the blind guy where like all your other senses
Maybe.
are heightened. This dude isn't Jigsaw. He's just on a sick Fortnite run. Honestly, guys, I can't pause because it's live. It's online. Could you
I think
come
of
back?
I think of South Park World of Warcraft. Like,
Man, we're hat packets.
the wrist, the wrist guard.
Like the
It's
bend-
Joyce, guys.
Finally, drink. Has she had to be in that position the whole time?
I mean,
She's
she was standing.
not
at the very
not that
beginning.
she's not uncomfortable.
You know you're in the final room when you get a flat screen TV. Oh, look at this.
It was a
Is
buy
that
one get one.
plasma?
I think it is a plasma. Yeah. 2010. This was like $1,200 for like a 32
It
inch.
makes me think of like the scene in The Office where Michael Scott's like, sometimes I stand.
Stare at it for
I'm
hours.
just staring.
It's like 8 inches. For a flat screen though, like the picture still sucks. Maybe he wants it to cut out for the effect, but it's not.
Yeah,
really
you have to have the effect. Like,
Yeah,
it
I
wouldn't
think
be
that's
scary.
more the recorder. That's the 1987 camcorder that's making it
This is
look
an
shitty.
85p.
Your favorite model.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I remember her trap now. Is this the one where she like boils to death? It like
No.
encloses over her and then gets heated up.
I thought that was the 6th one. Maybe this is that one.
Oh,
I
it
can't
was?
remember.
Okay, that makes sense.
There was acid involved in the 6th one. I remember that.
So Banner, yeah, these hooks are like he's gonna make him do the trap that he always pretended he
Gotcha.
could.
Yeah. I vaguely remember this now.
If you're Bobby Dagan, you're a little fucked up in the head for just thinking of that trap like in your head.
Yeah. Do we know what those scars are actually from? I don't remember like why he has those scars. I don't know how he got these scars.
I wonder if he like gave them to himself just because he knew he had to corroborate his own story.
Wouldn't like the police and everybody know he is lying? Because like if you survived a Jigsaw attack or whatever, wouldn't you like report it to the police?
It might have been a situation where like the police didn't know who it was reported to, right? Like, so if he like said he got, survived a Jigsaw attack and the Baltimore police wasn't reported in their jurisdiction, Detroit police, or wherever this is, right? Like,
everybody just kicks the can down the road.
Yeah. The question is too, I always laugh, like, if he survives this and he's like, okay, guys, I wrote another book. I actually did survive this time.
No, but this
it's
book,
even
like,
better.
for real, this happened. This one happened. We're such a sick society. Once it came out that he lied, it would actually probably help the sales of his book.
I mean, all it does is turn it from nonfiction to fiction, right?
That's a great.
Yeah.
That's the marketing pitch right there. All we do is put it on a different shelf at Barnes and Noble.
Wasn't there an author like who was on Oprah who turned out everything was a lie?
I'm sure that sounds
Probably.
familiar. I know Jared the Subway guy got his start on Oprah. She told his story first.
Ugh.
So is he remembering this like Hoffman had a? I'm sorry, Cycly. Hoffman had a
there's-
plant in the cops, or he was just like basically leading them on a wild goose chase this whole time.
Yeah, I think. Definitely the wild goose chase.
Okay, I didn't know if that like coroner guy that he was talking to was actually in on it.
This might be the dumbest cop in the franchise.
Yeah, he's pretty stupid. Or at least Hoffman knows exactly how to play him.
He just looks like an idiot too.
Yeah.
He looks like a guy who's like, I have an idea. You're like, maybe later. Before you even
This isn't good.
Jesus Christ.
Whoa.
Oh, we wanted to go slow-mo shot.
Yeah. Well, 3D.
It's the 3D. I'm telling you.
That's true. God, I bet the director, Kevin Grutert, when they were like, we're doing it in 3D, he's like, fuck, you're going to have a bunch of dumbass ideas for shots, aren't you? Absolutely, we are.
Oh, yeah, this is the core. Okay, that's why. I remember this now.
Hoffman's face is like, I really don't want to be killing you right now. Like, you've killed 30 people in this movie. Why am I the one who you don't want to murder?
It's like we could have been friends in another lifetime. Like,
I respect your profession.
You're just doing your job, man.
Jesus.
If that's the way you go, like just walking in a random room and you're like, man, come on. What am I supposed to do about that?
Here.
I guess it would happen too fast. You would have absolutely no realization of what's going on.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like the equivalent in our lives of being surprised like that is like what? I mean, I don't even know.
I will say the one time, you guys both know the story, that I was held at gunpoint back in high school.
Yeah.
I remember my brain thinking it was a joke. Like, it
Commercial.
happened so fast. I'm commercial. It happened so fast that I remember thinking it was a joke. Like, there was no way my brain processed that it was real.
Yeah,
So I can only
just, like, in
imagine.
shock.
Yeah, like I remember being like, oh, Jeff's gonna walk up behind this guy, be like, "We fucking got you, bro! Like, look at your face, you idiot!"
That's not even funny.
Why?
For those at home, two things. Obviously, pause your DVD if you haven't, because Cycling and I are at commercial. And then Brian Banner had to leave to go pick up Baby Banner. So he sends
we
his
lost
best.
him, is what you should say.
Like he died.
Yeah, he's no longer with us. I'm
It'll
back.
help the numbers of the podcast.
I'm back, by the way.
I'm still on commercial.
Okay. Let me know when you're like, we lost Banner, but we kept persevering because that's what he would have wanted us to do. He would have wanted us to keep watching.
Let me just say right now, if I die in the middle of a podcast, stop the podcast. Right, I'm back.
Call 911. Do anything. Please try and save me.
All right, unpause if you're at home. Hoffman is just creepily stabbing everyone and their dog at the police station.
So is that what you're seeing right now?
Now it's Deegan talking to Joyce.
Okay.
But Hoffman just a second ago walked up behind.
He's putting the thing into his chest right now for me. Okay, good. So yeah, I think I
was gonna say, just because I'm curious, can you check your runtime left? I'm at 112.
I'm at 121. So it is the commercials.
I guess that evens out. Yeah, that's weird.
But I don't also feel like you and I have been that off on commercials, but I do feel that with like Banner. Maybe I'm just like, maybe I am watching like a deleted, like extended cut, because I have there was once or twice where I felt like you guys were ahead of me by like 15 seconds. And then all of a sudden, so like.
Yeah, Banner got a little bit off pace somehow. Exactly how. Yeah, Deegan, Jesus Christ.
Ugh.
That would not hold. Like that'll just rip the second you.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, I don't remember the end of this versus the end of Saw 6 at all. I guess they do end kind of similarly, right? Like a Hoffman-Jill showdown.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely get we're not yet at the Gordon thing. So like, because I recall the Gordon and Jill connection.
Yeah, and then Gordon throws the saw into the camera. It's fucking epic. That part was cool.
Like, it's just, I think the only problem with this, I think my two biggest qualms with this movie, not saying it's like, again, it's a Saw movie. I'm not expecting an Oscar. But I think it no matter how ridiculous the Saw franchise get, it always offered something semi-original. This one doesn't offer anything original outside of having Gordon in it. And then the Saw 3D, the 3D part of it is just too gimmicky for me, right? Like,
right.
We've already mentioned this. The traps itself are very Saw 3/Saw 6. There's not much different. So it just doesn't feel like, I mean, take away the opening scene of the gossip, like the boyfriend girlfriend thing, which is so stupid. Like, it's fine. It's a Saw movie. I don't think it makes me as mad as Spiral or Jigsaw.
And I've said throughout every superhero movie I've ever watched, I'm a huge sucker for fan service, and bringing back Gordon scratches that itch for me.
Yeah. That's all you and I remember we walked out. I'm pretty sure my opinion was, and then those listening maybe feel the same way, because if you're watching Saw 7 with us, you are someone who is also like us. That's what we wanted to see. And I remember walking out of Saw 7 feeling like we got what we finally wanted, even though retrospectively, like this movie doesn't hold up as well as the others.
Yeah, let me ask you this question. And I don't think this was ever possible because they wanted to put butts in seats, but would this movie have been, maybe saved is the wrong word, but what if we had no idea Gordon was returning at all in this? Because we've already seen him twice. So him showing up at the end is just kind of like, okay, that's a nice cherry on top. What if that was the first time we saw him in the film?
It would have, that would have been an epic reveal. I mean, it would have been a Saw reveal. Like, yeah. I was actually surprised, I think, that they showed us.
It would have been like, they got Carrie Elwes back? I would have been fucking losing it in the theater.
Dude, I think, like, because that was always what makes Saw, right? Is the ending and the theme music. Like when that music comes on, like I'm not upset that they gave us Gordon so early, but man, I feel like that would have been more epic.
Yeah, like not like someone shows up and in our heads we're like, dude, I wish it was Gordon. Holy
Exactly.
shit, it is.
We always expected that in the others. And two, they could have still shown the flashback scenes at the end. They've done that plenty of
Yeah.
times. Like in Saw 2, they do the montage of Amanda
Mm-hmm.
at the end.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh. Yeah. Pecs, you didn't even go deep enough in those muscles, bro.
So dead.
Is his whole motive? Other than we always knew Amanda's motivation, the devotion to John Kramer. We knew John's motivation. Was Hoffman's motivation just that he was wanting more freedom under John? He just wanted to just kill people and
So
like,
that's something I actually probably need to look more into before Saw X. But like, why initially did Hoffman start working with Jigsaw?
I mean, it made sense when they explained it in terms of the help Jigsaw had, right? Like in terms
Right, but
of
like
muscle.
what causes either Hoffman to
Yeah.
want to work for him or Jigsaw to like proactively go to him and be like, hey, you and me.
Because clearly he's an evil cop. We're getting that from this one, right? Like he's a dirty cop. He
Right.
doesn't mind killing for. Maybe he does sympathize with the idea that, like, you know, he's probably one of these cops who thinks it's okay to kill these people because they're criminals, right? Like they're not actually good to society. So, oh yeah, okay. So I think you're right. Is this? So you said she gets boiled? Is that what it is?
Yeah, like they basically cook her in like
Oh.
a pot,
Yeesh.
which is like,
Yeesh.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Again, like the other thing I will say they do differently. He didn't save anyone the whole time, right? Like Saw 3,
Yeah,
he
which is
saves the
interesting.
judge who does
Yeah.
die later, but
No, that's a good point. And in this one, Saw 3 is a little bit different because it's pretty easy for dude. I swear this was the end of the last movie.
it is. She does this to him. He does it back to her.
Okay, the roles are just reversed. But yeah, Saw 3 is interesting because Jeff can basically save all of them pretty easily. He just has to choose whether because
Well,
obviously
he doesn't
has a-
like them. He found,
Correct.
you know, so like
So it's
he has
more
to
like
fight
his-
his own.
yeah, it's like the moral dilemma.
Whereas in this one and in Saw 6, theoretically, like these are his friends, right? Like he's motivated.
Right, he wants
to
to save them all.
Which I think is why Saw 3 hits better because they're like, yeah, that moral dilemma. Like, could you save the guy who killed your son or the judge who let your son's killer off on, you know what I mean? Like that.
Right.
Again, you and I have talked about this multiple times. You mentioned it early on the pod. We love the Saw movies not because of the traps, for the story, the moral dilemmas, the fact that you have to look within yourself, the hypocrisy. And then you ask yourself, how would I behave in these moments?
Yeah.
And this one just doesn't have it.
I mean, Bobby Dagan, I don't know, the idea of like someone profiting off of you know, like pretending to have been a part of a Jigsaw trap is kind of an interesting idea, but I think the character is just like so shallow and like one note
Yeah.
that it's not really that fun to watch. And then the the Hoffman storyline, the cops are just it's just like a new cop every movie, and like they're just like retconning his relationship to
Right.
Hoffman each time.
It just, that's what I think, it just devalues it, man. Like this like final scene here. I know it's not the end because we know where this is going, but I just didn't care enough about Jill or Hoffman. Like they weren't as intriguing to me. Like Strom was, like a couple of the other cops were, obviously Gordon, and like it's just like this wasn't the characters I want to see in the final one. Yeah, and then
Ugh. Have we ever got to actually see the trap like used on a person effectively?
no, because Amanda survived it.
Yeah, and we saw it obviously
And
like
then
on the mannequin or whatever.
Yeah, on the mannequin, yeah. She might be okay though.
You can walk that off. I mean, if you can run on your torn ACL for 18
For
months,
2 years, yeah.
2
God.
years, yeah.
I'm on a commercial.
Okay, I'm not. I will pause it. When you get back, it'll be Hoffman unlocking a.
Honestly, do you want to keep going? Because I'm
Have-
assuming you might hit a commercial immediately. Like, or do you want to? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I just won't know where to stop. So if you're at home,
That's true.
pause it. We'll figure it out. We'll just spend a little extra time with our viewers. Right now, even though I'm paused, again, I respect the hustle out of Pluto. Mark it wherever you can.
They're giving us a free movie, yeah.
There's an ad up on the screen, just like a still image for Transformers: Rise of the Beast, which is on Paramount Plus. Which that was quick because I saw that in theaters like 4 weeks ago.
Don't you love it? Do you remember back being a kid? If you didn't see a movie or you saw a movie in theater and you loved it or whatever, you couldn't wait to rent it at Blockbuster or Hollywood Video or whatever. It was minimum 6 months.
Dude, at least.
At least.
Yeah.
I remember going to the Dollar Theater because the Dollar Theater, like the 3 months later, like I'm like, I need to see it now. It's been so long.
Dude, we went to the Dollar Theater a lot.
The movie's 8 by our house, right?
Yeah. It was a crappy theater, but
it's I don't think the last time you were there, but that's a nice theater now. They changed it into one of those like dinner movie theaters, and it has like bowling, arcade games, escape rooms. It's one of those. Yeah.
So did they take out, like, because when you walk in, you can go right or left for the theater. Did they just take out like one side?
Oh no, they bought like the buildings next to it, like and they obviously it's all one connected, but like they basically took what the 8 theaters and then everything to its right, if you're in that parking lot, open it up into this massive thing, like literally like probably 8 bowling lanes. I think those are pretty popular now. I think like I will say the movie theater industry has adjusted to the idea of like everyone watching movies at home, because like when I saw Oppenheimer and Barbie, like dude, we're getting dinner, we're getting drinks, like it's an experience. All right, I'm back. He's walking through he just unlocked the padlock.
All right, and did he walk through yet?
He just walked through.
Is he putting money in a bag?
Yes.
Okay, we're in the same spot then. Again, Billy gets more screen time in this than John Kramer does.
No. I think Saw 2 when we get Billy coming. You remember that scene at the top of the stairs?
Oh my god.
When he comes in on the bike with the cops.
I mean, I still think the scariest Billy scene by far is when in Saw 1 Adam comes home to his apartment and there's like the laughing noise from Billy, and he's the only way that he can see in front of him is by taking flash photos.
God, that was a great scene. Probably because you and I think feel the same way. Have never found the Saw movie scary, by any means. That was the most horrifying scene.
Oh yeah. Do we ever find out who these two guys are helping Gordon?
No, I don't think we do. I can't remember.
Okay, so this was a great retcon. When Jill brought this tape to the hospital, I think everyone was hoping at the time that it was to Gordon, and I bet the producers were even like, we'll put it there, and if we can get Elvis to come back, we can use it.
Yep.
So was Gordon not working with him? This is just the time that he just was like called in a favor, basically.
See, that's the thing we really don't get, because the way they imply this here, right, is that he finds him and he helps him rehab.
Mm-hmm.
Because he does the surgeries, remember?
Yeah, so he does this. You're right. He's probably just like a contract employee,
Yeah, 1099 or whatever it is.
Right, so he's not actually like getting benefits.
Yeah. Like, he's like, I got you this. It's custom. I got you a brand new foot. I also love how much weight Dr. Gordon has gained, but somehow yet, like, he just escaped the basement.
This is the guy from Saw 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it all does make sense when you think about the ability for how Jigsaw, because he's an engineer, right? Like, the booby traps, the traps themselves, the engineering of it makes sense, but like the medical stuff he does.
Yeah, that's the one thing people suspected for a long time.
Yeah, you and I remember, talked frequently. Do you ever feel like they waited too long?
So part of me wonders, like, depending when the lawsuit Elvis had was resolved, is if this was just like their finale and they were like, we can, push this down the road as long as we need to.
Yeah. Theoretically, though, let's take the lawsuit out of it. In a perfect scenario, when you look back at the original 7, because they were always going to keep, like, we made that point early on about, like, dude, these movies cost $5 million and are making $100 million. They're going to keep going. was it right to end at the end and do this at the last one anyway? Or it was like, dude, like this would have been so epic had they had done John Gordon at the end of 4 or 5 or I don't know.
I feel like it would have been more unexpected if they did it earlier in the franchise and maybe had more weight. Again, this is why I'm just a sucker, and I think you're the same way with this franchise. No matter what else is happening in the movie, if you take me to the bathroom, I'm just instantly like, fuck, this is cool now.
God, I know. And the music. I mean, I'm pretty sure we've said this on every Saw commentary, but it's worth saying every time.
One of the greatest scores of all time.
My God. And
I will put it up there. You can say I'm crazy. I'll put it up there with like Jaws and Duel of the Fates.
Dude, it's the Saw. It's just like it's not just like, oh, this is an awesome musical piece. Like it's really well done. It's not the sense of dread, the sense of adrenaline it gives you, the sense of anticipation every time you hear it. Like, dude, I not only have this on Spotify, I literally like have remixes, like DJ remixes of this song. It's so good.
Some of those.
It's actually they're fucking bangers, dude. Like I'll listen to them during a run or a bike ride. I'm like, let's fucking go.
God.
Good, yeah, Dr. Gordon.
What a way to end it.
Yeah. So we just assume he just starves to death, right?
Yeah, I mean, no one else knows he's there, right? Gordon is literally the last survivor because Jill's dead.
And they give us no clue on who were his helpers. But guys, that was Saw, the final chapter, Saw 3D, Saw 7. Whichever, you know what?
What's weird? I don't think it's called Saw 7 anywhere. Is the weirdest thing.
No, I don't think
that's like.
I mean, it is Saw 7.
That's
I mean,
what I'm
even
saying.
if you don't call it that.
Definitively, that is the only one of those you could say. Well, it definitely is this.
Yeah, it's not the final chapter, and I guess it was in 3D, so that's not that cool. But 6 years later, 6 Octobers later, here we are. And at first, I think when we did this, there was no Spiral. There was no Jigsaw, and there definitely wasn't Spiral, and there definitely isn't Saw X. So I don't think you and I anticipated when we first started doing the Saw movies that we'd make it past this. So I don't know how you're feeling, what your final thoughts on this one, or how you're feeling now, knowing that we have at least 3 more years of this to go. So what's on your mind?
Well, I can definitively say that I really don't even know how to explain why I feel this way, but I view Jigsaw and especially Spiral as sort of like they're like distant relatives to the Saw franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Like to me, Saw through Saw 3D is sort of like one continuity, and I know Jigsaw like kind of wedges itself in there, but I view that and Spiral almost as like quote unquote spin-off movies.
They are, yeah, I agree.
Sort of like the way you would view like Rogue One and Solo to like the Skywalker trilogy. So I think just inherently I'm like a little bit less interested in those, but that's also the inverse of that is why I'm so excited about Saw X, because to me it's like just narratively at least it's like we're back in the Saw timeline.
I know. I'm scared. I mean, we're gonna have a thorough review for you guys. Actually, by the time this commentary is out, maybe we'll release this about a week before Saw X comes out.
Yeah.
Because we're excited to do a deep dive into that as huge fans of it. We've been told multiple times, whether it was Jigsaw or Spiral, that they have these ideas and they've had them for a long time. So we're excited to see them put on the field. But they're saying this one, we're going back in time. We're going to go between Saw 1 and 2. I'm excited. I'm I'm ready to get hurt again, and I'm excited to go through that process with you. So,
last thing I'll ask you, Cycly, and I won't spoil which movie this is, but so some movies have used, this movie actually takes place earlier in the Saw franchise as the twist. The fact that Saw X, you basically know going in, the twist can't be where it's at in the timeline because they're already telling us it's between Saw 1 and 2. Does that give you more hope for the sense that like
it does?
The inherent Saw twist we know isn't going to be the classic, you thought this is when this was happening?
I think so there's a couple things going for me for this movie that this one doesn't have, like some of the complaints I had. Right, the point you just made. We know where this stands, so if they try to pull another time jump twist, it's just like, maybe I'll have an egg on my face.
Switch, if that's what
then I'm just like, what are you fucking doing? But 2, they're admitting they dug themselves a hole, like we talked on this pod and on a lot of the other commentaries. They're bringing back John Kramer. You can't just keep bringing him back with time jumps. We're getting an actual story, and based on the trailer, it looks like it's there's an actual story involved, right? Like there's depth, and that's what brought you and me into this franchise.
For the first time ever, they've marketed it on the trailer or on the story as much as the traps.
Dude, people on Reddit, on Twitter, on whatever were like, people who are not like us, dedicated, are like, this is the first Saw, like it feels like Saw. People are like, oh, I haven't watched any of these movies in years. This trailer looks.
Although I do have to be honest, this is the last thing I'll say, because you and I are like the apologists, like we'll keep coming back. If this one fails, I don't know like if there's any more juice left in the franchise as it is that has me interested. We might just need like a reboot of all.
I don't know what failure is though, because the movie we just watched, Saw 3D, Saw Final Chapter, has a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes, but still made 10 times its budget, right?
I don't think it's that bad. That's kind of surprising.
Yeah, so like, what's failure? I mean, like, is it if you and I walk out of it like, guys, they did not have an idea, that kind of sucked, but still makes $100 million? Like the franchise, the studio is not going to look at it like that. So I don't know what failure is.
As a narcissist, the only failure is if I don't like it.
Yes, that absolutely. And you on the Broforce Squad, those listening will hear our opinions. And even if we hate it, we'll be like, oh, they're doing another one next year? All right, we'll be there. Because we're fucked up.
Fine, don't fuck that one up, though, okay?
No, I trust you this time. Oh, this time you said you've had the story planned for 10 years. Oh, you fool me 3 times.
Well, last time I was only 5.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for joining us for Saw 3D, Saw Final Chapter, Saw 7. Join us next October for, I'm assuming we'll do Jigsaw, and we're excited to talk to you guys about Saw X. For the Mad Scientist, Brian Banner, for Jeff Hornacek, and I am Ronnie Cycli. Appreciate you joining us. Stay safe out there, guys.
Yeah, don't approach any like sketchy bathrooms unless you really have to go.
Just don't cheat on your boyfriend, and you won't have to be killed.
Well, that's not an option. You have to cheat on your boyfriend.
I mean, that is true.